Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the Bold Ideas Pitch Competition social entrepreneurship track. Uh, so thankful for all of you joining in and would like to quickly share the links for you to share with your family and friends to watch us on YouTube. So there it is. If you'd like to join us and watch the competition, go ahead and share those links with others. We've shared this with students so they can learn from these risk takers and change makers who will be presenting today. We've got 8 finalists that's going to present with us. But before we do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Ravi Brumbat. I'm the Director for Student Innovation and Entrepreneurship at Houston Community College. And today I have my co-host as Amanda Mathieu. She is a former student entrepreneur of my office. I'm so proud, Amanda, for you joining me in co-hosting this competition, Amanda.
Thank you so much. So glad to be here. Good luck to everyone. Work hard. I know you'll do great.
Awesome. So with that, I'll share just quickly about this competition. This exciting contest is hosted by University of St. Thomas in partnership with Houston Community College. And the contest encourages students to bring their ideas forward and receive further inspiration. The pitch contest supports students through empowerment and helps them build important entrepreneurial skills and a mindset. So thanks everybody for joining in. I want to also give a shout out to the McNair Center, who's the underwriter for the competition, and winners of the first place, second place, and third place will each get $5,000, $3,000, and then small typo there, folks, and it's a good surprise. It's going to be a $2,000 for the third place, respectively. So I'm super excited to thank the McNair Centers, Dr. Wook, yourself, for getting us the funding to make available to these wonderful social entrepreneurs on the call here. So with that, Amanda, could you go ahead and invite or welcome the panel, the committee that's put this together?
So good afternoon. I would like to welcome everybody to this pitch competition. We have, I'm introducing the names of our speakers on our committee. Or the.
Well, just let's read them out. That's it. I mean,
There we go. So Ms. Maya DeNovo, the HCC Chief Entrepreneurial Officer. Mr. Ravi Brumbat, you've met with the Director of Student and Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Patrick Woodcock is the University of St. Thomas Director of the McNair Center for Free Enterprise and Entrepreneurship. And Bina George is also the University of St. Thomas Chief Innovation Officer. So welcome.
Thank you. Let's also introduce our judges who will be helping us get the top 3 scorers from the competition for the prize money. If we go to the next slide there, thank you. It's Grace Rodriguez with Impact Hub Houston. Grace is somebody you absolutely want to know, in the Houston area for anything social entrepreneurship, for anything around social justice, for anything around equality. She is the go-to mentor in the Houston region, and could not be prouder to call her our friend and partner at the colleges. And thank you so much, Grace, for being here to help us get some awesome change makers, some encouragement, and some funding. Our next judge, we have Mr. David Regenbaum, HCC Foundation Board Chairman, also the donor to the Northwest Center for Entrepreneurship. So Glenda and David Regenbaum Center for Entrepreneurship at the HCC Northwest, a Golden Society member of the college. Thank you so much, David, for joining us and helping us, find some change makers to promote at this competition. Go to the next slide there. Thank you so much. The third judge, the best kept secret in town, as I call her, Summer Reeves, Innovation Director for Accenture, as well as the co-founder for 1348 Heights, which is a project that she's built from scratch there, or rebuilt from scratch. She is a fantastic design thinking mentor and another great person to know in the city if you're trying to build up any type of solution solving our city's problems. So, Summer, thank you so much for joining. So glad you're here to mentor these aspiring social entrepreneurs in the track here. So, Amanda, with that, I'm going to pass this on to you and just remind everybody the quick pitch rules, and then just start reading off the list. We're going to go live with the show.
Alrighty, everyone. As we are about to begin, just a few reminders for our presenters. Make sure that you keep your pitch to 3 minutes. And then there'll be 2 minutes allowed for the judges to have any commentary and any feedback. And as they tally the scores, I will ask you a question or two, and then we'll move on into the next speaker and presenter. So first up, we have Miss Maritza Diaz, and after Maritza Diaz, we have Rose Noriega. Then there's Gabriel Alvarez, Armando Sanchez, Elizabeth Riley, Layla Lucia Alicia, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, George Fakes, and then Shannon Ugo. Good luck, you guys.
Awesome. So with that, I'm going to pass the presenter ball to Maritza. Maritza, your 3 minutes time starts when you share your presentation. Unmute yourself, please, and judges, all of you have the judging score sheet links. This is finalist number 1. Your time starts now, Maritza.
Hi, everyone. I'm a student entrepreneur from University of St. Thomas. I'm a senior in my last semester on double majoring in financial marketing. And so in early March, I was in a really reflectionary state where I was like, okay, I see a lot of things going on in the world, but I don't really know what to do, where to start, like, to help. And so I was like, what do I want to do with my life? I'm about to graduate. I just want to help. I want to help. So with that, I launched my business, We're the Difference. And it's about, my clothing brand is about bringing attention to like issues that are happening around the world, but also helping in a way. So my company's, I guess, like pitch is that for every purchase made, every t-shirt bought, my company will donate 50% of profit from like each purchase to a charity correlated to, for example, the order. I've partnered with a lot of local Houston artists to create original works of art that we print and reflect the causes that we want to support. And so with that, here's just like a few of our designs. For example, if you want to buy the t-shirt that funds education, then 50% of the profit made from that t-shirt would go towards a charity correlated to it. So I have t-shirts for supporting animals, funding medical research, funding educators, helping the environment, helping the LGBTQ community, and even helping women here in Houston. And so we donate to places like the Houston Area Women's Center. Here's a list of a few places that we do donate to. Transgender Law Center, Human Rights Campaign Foundation, the Clean Water Fund, Doctors Without Borders. And so as mentioned before, for every t-shirt purchase, we donate 50% of the profit to the charity related to the t-shirt. And so, for example, by the Funding Educators t-shirt, you donate 50% to like Schools for Schools, or if you're funding medical research, you'll donate 50% of your profit made from this t-shirt to St. Jude. And so we also do direct donations on the website where you can directly donate to charities or lead the charities. And we've done social media giveaways, which have led to more promotion, kind of spreading the word. And so we stayed true. It's really important to me to use environmentally friendly packaging. It's a little pricier and a little more time consuming, but it's something that, we emphasize. So everything is made with recycled materials. So our shipping bags are made with biodegradable shipping bags. Every letter is made out of recycled paper. And so lastly, if you guys want to check us out, I've linked our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and our website if you guys want to get more information. And that is
That's time. Judges, do we have any questions for Maritza?
Hey, Maritza, this is Summer. So is this something that you, a business that you currently have created and is something you're currently doing or something that you're looking to spin up?
So I've actually already started it up. Whenever I applied for like the competition, it was just kind of an idea. And then from there, I was like, I should kind of start it up already. Like I should start like the website up and maybe get like the social media running, kind of get like a little bit of presence. I've probably had it for about a month, but it's gone really well. I think I've gotten a little over 50 orders. And I mean, it's only been a month or two, but it's something that I've been working on, like kind of in the back of my head for a while. But I finally like actually was like, okay, let me like go ahead and invest personally into it.
Great. David, Grace, any questions from your end?
Maritza, how did you choose your charities?
So there's a website called Charity Navigator, and it gives you kind of like a percentage rate on like how like where the proceeds go. So like for example, like reliability, like where does the money go? Does it go directly to like the company itself, or like to actually like the cause? For example, like a lot of animal shelters, it was really tricky to find the animal shelters that like spent money on the actual animals instead of like other things. So that website actually helped me a lot with Charity Navigator. Causes, I just chose causes that were like near and dear to me personally.
Maritza, I love this idea. I love that it has so many layers to it. I'm wondering, how do you select the artists, and do you have a minimum that you pay them to make sure that they're also having some economic impact from this as well?
Of course. So everything has been personal investment so far. So I have a lot of friends that are local artists, and they like the idea. And some of them actually two of the designs are made by myself. And then a few others I've contacted like friends and family that have or like digital artists. And so with them I just ask them like, oh, what's your commission looking like? I do respect artists a lot. I know it's very time consuming. So everything's kind of been like a personal investment.
Well, thank you, judges, so much. If you don't have any more comments, feedback from Ms. Maritza, everyone give Maritza a round of applause, a virtual round of applause for her hard work. Thank you so much, Maritza. Now we would like to switch the presenter, we'll pass the presenter torch on to Ms. Rose Noriega.
Hello.
Rose, give me a second. Just passing the ball to you, and please share your screen. The time will start when the screen is shared.
Okay, so we are Miss Mare Makes. I am Mary Tran.
And I am Rose Noriega.
So these are some of our custom-made tumblers. As you can see, they are each individualized and unique, just like the individual. Our mission statement is Miss Mare Makes aspires to express the creativity of customers while simultaneously saving the earth one less plastic bottle at a time. So we have the opportunity for creative freedom while giving a platform to save waste.
And then for our business plan, we really focused on being a very small but like local business, because we think that it is very important to be personal, because with business, our main goal is to make sure we build those connections and relationships with people, because that is ultimately what a business is, to us at least. And we really want to focus on being able to use our creativity and our artwork and creative platform and helping make people happy with whatever they want to see on a cup. And as silly as it may sound to be like a tumbler or whatever, we still want people to be happy in even the smallest things. And so we think that that's really important to our business. Some of our strengths include being handmade and homemade. So we have our own personal touches, but also still remaining true to the individual and what they ask for. So it's very much they'll communicate with us through social media. We have a social media platform that they use to communicate with us, and we are communicating back and forth to build those personal relationships, like we said. And we may not be, mass producing as most people, would like, and we're not always the most efficient, but we are very much personable, and we want to be approachable. So that's our main strength. And some of our weaknesses, bouncing back off of our strengths, is the fact that we are small. And although it is a weakness, technically, it's not something that we think is weak, because we're not trying to be this whole corporation or brand or anything like that. We want to remain who we are and what our products speak for.
And our opportunity is that we're promoting custom, reusable, environmentally friendly tumblers. And so, with what's going on right now is like our environment and how we can contribute to that. What better way to run a business by, expressing that creativity, and then also help minimizing the use of plastic water bottles or plastic in general. And so that's our aim, our goal, to be environmentally involved. And one of our threats are, there's other companies out there that are doing customized tumblers as well, but they're only using one method, which is like the printing method. But we are so versatile with our methods. We hand paint, everything's handmade. And that sets us apart from them. And we're not trying to mass produce, as we mentioned before. That's not our goal. And then,
Rose, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. It is time for that 3-minute mark.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, you guys are fine. Your idea is amazing. Judges, you have 2 minutes in order to give your commentary or feedback on this presentation.
So it sounds like this is something that you guys have already started doing. What's the biggest challenge that you've faced so far?
Mostly time, because this is like, we have our own personal life, and then this was like a side hobby kind of going into small business.
And it started at quarantine time. So it was kind of like, oh, this is a perfect thing. Like, we're so excited. But then, as times got more demanding, but we made sure to always stay on top of it 100%. And also, I think sometimes the lack of support can come in there as well, because, they're like, well, you have to do this, you have to do this. Like, I live with my parents, obviously. I'm still a college student, and they're like, what do you think you're doing? And I'm like, well, no, it's like, we want to make people happy, and that's the main purpose.
So what is the cost of your drink container, and what do you sell it for?
So tumblers, we have different sizes. Only as of right now, we have the 20 ounce and 30 ounce. They come in 4 different shapes. So we have a 20 ounce skinny, 30 ounce skinny, 20 ounce regular, and then 30 ounce like a curve, like a Yeti. Those cost from $35 to $55, because the customization and the time put into it is considered into the making. So that's the price range they would pay for the cup.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any last comments from my judges? We have 30 seconds left.
Congratulations on launching this project during this crisis. I recommend you look at organizations like Connect Community and TXRX Labs, where there are more makers like yourselves who can help produce more inventory, right? So maybe the way of growing is not for you as individuals mass producing more, but finding more people where you can grow a network of people who can actually help you make more, and so you can grow this idea.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys for presenting an amazing idea. Judges and people watching, please give them a round of applause. This is definitely nothing that's easy to do. So with that being said, we're going to pass the presenter torch to Ms. Gabriela Alvarez. And your time will begin once you take control and share your screen.
Okay, is this viewable? Is it working? Okay, awesome. All righty, Paul, you ready to go?
Yeah, let's go. Let's start it off.
All right. Hi, my name is Gabriela Alvarez,
And I'm Paul Verghese.
and today our company Grind will be pitching our bold idea. Houston, we have a problem. Over 79% of students enrolled in HISD schools are considered economically disadvantaged, and from firsthand experience, I know many lack the opportunities that could be offered to them. After moving to a high school in the suburbs from the inner city, I realized that schools in lower income neighborhoods do not have as many opportunities as those offered in higher income neighborhoods. Our solution at Grind is to implement programs that expose children to technology such as 3D printing, electronic programming, laser cutting, plasma cutting, and welding. After much research, we were overwhelmed on how many schools are falling between the cracks, and we feel like Grind has the ability to inspire the community through technology and engineering and hard work. Our unique value proposition is that Grind has implemented firsthand all 5 of these methods with the building of our Grind basketball machine, which recently launched. To first start off, Grind will focus on HISD schools that have been graded an F by Children at Risk, a nonprofit organization that drives change for children through research, education, and influencing public policy. With this in mind, we would reach out to these 41 HISD schools that have a 96% economically disadvantaged student enrollment. The program will be structured with elementary schools only having 3D printing. This would include 1 instructor teaching the class, and there will be a class project in creating anything with a 3D printer. For middle school, we would also implement 3D printing, but this level would include group projects instead of class projects, so students would have some leverage to be a bit more creative. With high school students, we want to prepare them for the future, so we would implement 3D printing, electronic programming, laser cutting, plasma cutting, and welding. The format of this program would include smaller groups competing for scholarship awards, and they would have a mentor to help them create their idea.
Funding our drive and our goal with the percentage of our profits we make from our basketball machines that we've created, and that would be able to fund our scholarships and our programs. For Grind is not supposed to be known as the most financially popular company. We're not trying to be the next Amazon or anything like that, but we want to be known as a community that's going to give back and inspire the future, and that's our purpose and that's our goal. So thank you guys for listening. Gabby, off to you as well.
Thank you.
All righty, if that is done for y'all's presentation, I'm going to open the floor to our judges to provide some feedback and commentary for 2 minutes.
So this is Summer. So first off, I'm also on the board of TXRX Labs, so very familiar with Grind and what you guys have been doing over there. So it sounds like you've been very inspired by what you have learned over there with what you're pitching today. So with that, what is it about your experience that made you want to kind of take this path and offer kind of maybe shift or add on to what you're doing today and building this more community and social program?
Yes, well, you know Thomas, correct? Okay, well, Thomas and I, we both come from low-income families, and we've always wanted to be able to give back to the community that we live in, because we've always felt like, you know, kids around the neighborhood, they don't have as many opportunities as those in higher income neighborhoods, and we just want to be able to inspire them, like, look, like 3D printing, like, it's super cool, like plasma cutting, laser cutting, like, it's so amazing. And we just want to be able to give that awareness to the kids in the community, just to let them know that this option is out there, and it's also there's so many different creative things you can do with it. Any other questions?
No questions, but I recommend another recommendation. Think about partnering with the Houston Public Library too, because they have, you know, the maker spaces, or they're developing more tech connect kind of spaces for people who might not be able to have access to those things in the classroom right now. They might have access to them after school through the libraries.
Thank you.
Just a comment. I think that your personal reasons why you're doing this are very important and should be part of your pitch.
Thank you. It was hard to fit the story in a 3-minute pitch. So.
But the why is important.
Okay, thank you.
And just one last comment from me, I think, to add on to what Grace said is obviously, I'm sure you're very familiar with the programs that TXRX runs similar to this. So I see this as something very complementary, and there's probably some opportunity as you move forward for partnering with that and being able to see how you can take what you start and maybe moving people into those scaled programs that TXRX runs.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, Gabriella and Paul, thank you guys so much for presenting your grind idea. So everyone, round of applause for them to be able to present this today. Thank you guys so much. Next up, we have Armando Sanchez. Your time will begin in 3 minutes when you share. Oh, you're already on it. All right.
You're still muted, Armando. It's at the top. You go to the top and unmute. You're unmuted. You can talk. Go ahead.
All right, guys. My name is Armando Sanchez. This is my project. It's called Project BD. It's my pitch for the Bold Ideas competition. So the problem I identified is the distrust of internet media, right? So we have deepfakes are currently being developed using AI. Basically, they can replicate real videos, real people, and are indistinguishable from the real thing. Then you have just old-fashioned doctored videos, anything edited. There was one Nancy Pelosi video that was edited that went viral a while back. Then you have scam posts, catfishing on dating sites, for example. And also, there's an incentive for social media to cause social divide, right? So Facebook generates a lot of profit by having people basically start groups and start conflict because there's more response when you're arguing rather than when you're on the same team. So my solution is called Project BD. It combines two different technologies, the perceptual hash algorithm and then blockchain technology. So perceptual hash is basically taking a video or an image and taking samples from it, random samples. It extracts the features and then compresses that and generates a hash. And those hashes are compared against each other to authenticate and detect copyright issues, anything like that. The idea is take that and move it to an open source decentralized platform, right? So right now, perceptual hash algorithms exist. Most media companies have their own, but my idea is why don't we make it open source so we're all on the same page and we can basically have the same rules to follow, and you know that companies aren't going by their own agenda, right? We have a universal standard. So my unique value proposition is that the internet was really supposed to be a place where everyone would have access to similar information, the same information, and it was supposed to bring us closer together. So, but right now it's being used to divide us. There's training stuff and cognitive dissonance, I guess, happening all over Facebook, all over social media, where people just trap themselves in a loop, mental loop, repeating the same information, and they don't actually get to see the real story. So I want to make the online media, any type of online media, more credible. So the go-to market would be any internet users, social media platforms, news websites, blogs. Any media will benefit from being able to prove that it is authentic, it is original content, and it's not being stolen or manipulated. And finally, my approach is to take 3 stages in development. So stage 1, generate more deepfakes to demonstrate the internet's need for project.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, Armando. That is your time.
All right.
So thank you for presenting so much. Judges, this is your time to give us your commentary and your feedback.
So first off, I think the challenge area that you have focused on is great. And I think this is a huge issue that we're facing not only right now, but will continue to be a major issue for the world as technology continues to grow. So I like that you are thinking about this. One quick question I have is, how viable do you feel like this is? Is this something where you have done work where this is something that can actually be tested and done, or there are others doing it? just a little bit more information there.
Yeah, so this was an idea I had a while back where it was like make a new social media platform, and I started researching that, and it was just unattainable. It's not really possible. It requires way too much funding, and so that's why I pitched it here. I heard of the competition. I was like, you know what? This is an idea that's definitely bold, definitely out there, but someone needs to do it eventually. Someone needs to bring it to the table. So I said, might as well do it and see what happens. But yeah, it's not something that I currently really started into that much. It is a really big project for sure.
Totally agree with everything with what Summer said, and this is absolutely critical for the future, I guess, for people to be able to verify and authenticate content. My question is, how do you plan on making it sustainable? So as you get started, how can you ensure that you can continue doing this work and growing it?
I think right now a lot of people are used to everything on the internet being free, and that's something we have to realize that it's not sustainable. There's going to be a cost associated with getting the truth, finding the truth, and if that answers your question.
My question was, how do you plan on making it sustainable? Do you have a business model already in mind?
Well, like I said, I want to use any initial funding I can get to work on just generating. I was going to say in my plan, but stage one was to generate more deepfakes and kind of like trying to expose the problem more and more and more to say that, hey, if someone can make Biden say this or someone can make Trump say something he never said before, maybe people are going to start realizing, yeah, we really need this problem. Or we really need a solution to this problem. I think if I don't do it, someone else needs to do this. This is a real problem with the internet.
Well, thank you, judges, for your feedback. That is our time. We're going to have to switch to our next presenter. So everyone give a round of applause for Armando. Great job. Thank you for presenting. Okay, and is Elizabeth, are you next? Liz, up next for the presenter spot. So as soon as you're handed the presenter's torch, then your time is going to begin.
Liz, you've got the presenter ball. There you go.
Not yet. You're still muted. There we go.
Okay. Can you see it? Okay. This is my product. It is called Bracelet. It stands for Angels Watching Everyone. It's designed to prevent human trafficking. Our problem is that Houston is currently the #1 city when it comes to human trafficking in the United States. Our home city is #1 city of many cities in the United States that has the highest amount of cases of human traffic Houstonians. As you can see to the pie chart to the right, there are 3 different types of trafficking. 67.9 is exploitation, 10.5% is forced labor, and 21.5% is sex trafficking. Now, this is the solution to this problem that's all over the world, as you can see, just not in the United States, but all over the world. Creating a device that can put an end to human trafficking is essential in Houston. As you can see, the product that he has created is decorated with a waterproof band that is it goes to your skin tone, so the perpetrators won't be able to see the bracelet, and it blends in with your clothes. It is designed to be unnoticeable, and it has a radius sensor. When it is forcibly removed, it sends a activator to your parent or the police station nearby, and it has a GPS so the authorities can help you. So now, next slide. My unique value proposition is that the bracelet will be easily accessible to women and children from low incomes and disadvantaged communities. The bracelet will be available in cities, police departments, and school districts. The bracelet will be the only of its kind with these unique features. Right now, this is the only product. It will be the only product with this certain features right now, because if you look them up, the only one is a LoJack and doesn't have the same products as mine does to prevent this. Next, I have created a revenue model. So how I will be receiving money for my product is through advertisement. I will be advertising my product through different companies, and so so we will advertise it through a way that the perpetrators won't be able to know about. They won't be able to know the like, oh, this product is a certain way. They won't be able to know everything and try to break it when they see that children has it on. So I have designed it into that way. So next, so my bracelet, the all bracelet starting at $40. It'll be sold at $40. It only takes $5 to make, and so I have with the graphs and stuff. I see that if I sell 160 bracelets.
Liz, I'm so sorry. That is your time. Thank you so much for presenting your all bracelet. Judges, this is your time now to give the commentary and feedback to Liz.
Hey, Liz. So for your bracelet, one question I had was, is this something that you've already identified technology that exists, or have you thought through what that technology would be?
Yes, I have already looked it up. I can't go back to my slides, but I have already looked up what parts I was gonna use to make the bracelet. I have already bought them too, and I'm gonna put them together. And I already figured out how I'm gonna make the bracelet, how it's gonna be accessible, like what size it's gonna be for the child or woman, and how, like, if you forcibly is removed, how it will create a sensor to be yes.
Okay, and just quick follow-up question on that is, how are you planning to? Is there a charging mechanism? But like, if a sensor goes off, what is it being picked up by? Have you considered that yet?
Yes. So the sensor I have purchased, it's just a microchip. It's really, really small, and it doesn't need to be charged. It doesn't need to be charged. And I want to connect it with Wi-Fi to the parents because I'm creating this app right now. This app that's going to be connected with the parents so they can interact with the bracelet. So I'm trying to see how can I connect that with Wi-Fi right now. So
thank you.
David and Grace, do you guys have any commentary?
Yes, thank you. Again, I like that you're trying to address this really heavy issue. My question is, are you working with any organizations that already work in the areas of human trafficking so that they can provide you with feedback as to what might work better, what might not work as well as, just try to challenge your assumptions and help you improve the device?
So far, I'm not with any organizations, but I would like to be. I'm trying to contact some at our schools. At my school, University of Houston, there's a club called Doctors Without Borders, and I want to email them and see if they can help me with this because they are in that field with human trafficking, and I would like to talk to the city council members. Maybe they can help me too, and maybe our mayor. So yeah.
The city of Houston has a department dealing with human trafficking, and you should contact the individual there. I think her name is Minel Davis, but she's at the city of Houston.
Okay, thank you. I'll write that down.
Awesome. Thank you, Liz, so much for your presentation and such a heavy issue that it's trying to find a solution to. So a virtual hand of applause for her. So we're going to go to our next presenter, which I believe is Layla. And please excuse me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong.
Oh, no, you said it correctly.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So the presenter torch is yours as soon as you share your screen.
Oh, thank you so much. Share. Can you see my screen? Hello?
We can.
Okay, I just
we can. Sorry. Yes. We thought you could see us.
Okay, well, good afternoon. My name is Lisa, and my idea is network. Okay, so network is One problem that we have today is staying, and especially now with the issues that we face with COVID, we've realized how important it is having social networks. But one of the biggest issues is that there are so many platforms. It's very saturated. There's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and not everybody has every single account. So why not put all of those interfaces into one so that it's easier? So Network is one platform that would encompass all of other social media applications. One interesting aspect about Network is that we would have no ad. It would be a safe platform that would not steal data nor bombard your feed with advertisements. So we wouldn't have those annoying, creepy advertisements that were curated by spying on us and seeing what our likes are. For the go-to market, the platform for Network to flow easily. However, the platform is currently in production, and I would not like to expose the layout yet. The profit and purpose. Profits, I am trying to keep the cost low by using my brother and his friends as programmers. It is in progress as we speak, but Network will utilize new user interface and user experience design appeal with the goal of allowing users an alternative social platform from Facebook and Instagram and getting away from people that are stealing our data. Thank you.
Thank you, Layla, for your presentation of Network. Judges, go ahead and give commentary and feedback to Layla.
Hey, Layla, what are your thoughts as far as how you would kind of sustain this project and make money over time?
So actually, subscription. For instance, how LinkedIn has a subscription, and there would be the option to have advertisements as well, but it would not be curated by stealing data, like I had said, and giving you those creepy suggestions of stuff that you had recently searched on your computer.
All right, any other judges would like to receive or give any commentary or feedback? All righty, well, thank you, Layla, so much for your presentation of Network. Everybody, a virtual round of applause. All right, on to our next presenter, George Fakes. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, you know your time begins once we pass this torch to you.
All right. I believe you can see it now. So good evening, judges. My name is George Fakis, and I will be presenting the My Senior app, an app for college students by college students. So I assume all of you have experienced the college experience. Me being a freshman, personally, I'm just going to point out that I'm definitely jealous of y'all. But we all know how crucial making connections in any new environment is. Me having two sisters who previously went to my university, I asked them, where are the best places to study? And she told me about this one cafe that's kind of known as a student hub. I realized that without asking my sister, I would have never heard of it. And I was thinking, for students who don't make these older student connections, how do they know all the best places for students? And that's how I came up with the idea for the My Senior app. So the solution would be, this would be an app with a hub for each university around the US where current or graduated students could fill any new students in based on geographical locations for the best places to go on or around campus. This could be great places to study, great places to eat, centers close to campus to recycle, and many more, while ensuring the students' safety. Especially with COVID, many students may have a harder time kind of transitioning back into this in-person kind of campus life. So this app would also be a great tool due to the current pandemic. In the US, there were 22 million students enrolled in a college or university in the year between 2018 and 2019. Like I said before, college is a big transition for anyone. So this app would basically allow students to focus on what truly matters without adding extra stress or leaving them out on a possible opportunity. While Google or Yelp may be tailored to the entire population with specific popular locations, this would be purely tailored for students by students. Go-to-market. Technology, whether we like it or not, is everywhere now. Everyone always has a supercomputer in their hands or in their pockets. So having this app on the Apple or Google App Store means that basically any student would be able to download it with ease. And then the purpose. Since aiding students is the priority, this app would be free to download, and the only way that I guess profit would become would be non-intrusive ads. If they'd like, they would be able to purchase no ads, but the main funding is just going to be for keeping the app running, with most profits being donated to the Earth Force organization. Basically, the Earth Force is an organization which targets the students and the youth to bring awareness of different environmental issues, which I have personally worked with a little bit. When it comes to users, there are millions of new freshmen every year, and so once previous students age, they can be reviewers and post about the places too, just kind of like a natural cycle. Once again, my name is George Focus, and this is the My Senior app. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you, George, and my apologies. It's Focus and not Fakes. I feel horrible.
It's all right.
Okay, so judges, here is your time for commentary and feedback.
Hey, George. Oh, go ahead, David.
Go ahead, Summer.
I feel like I always start, so please, you go this time.
The economic viability of your idea, the sustainability of it, would you expand upon how you intend to raise funds for the app?
So by it being a banner app, which kind of is in the top right, so whenever students actually just anytime they view or use the app, there will be banner ads, which are non-intrusive. It doesn't affect it, doesn't pop up. They're just always going to be there. And so basically there are ad platforms which connect directly through the App Store, I guess you could say. So anytime a user uses it, there would be, I guess, a certain amount paid for every single, I guess, viewing of it.
Thank you.
No problem. And with so many, I guess, students with the possibility of using it, there would definitely be plenty of possible users on the app.
Hey, George. So I think this is an interesting idea. It makes me think of what Facebook probably originally started as before it went big. One thing just I think to consider for yourself is from a revenue perspective is if you do end up with a lot of college students for a college university on the app, there might be opportunities to actually go to the college or university because I'm sure they're always looking for ways on how they connect better with the students and how they remind them of certain things. And so there could be some ways where they pay a subscription in order to provide updates and information. So maybe a different revenue opportunity you haven't considered.
That's definitely something that's really good. That kind of reminds me of kind of like how some schools kind of use like Blackboard or Schoology. It's like a partnership.
Exactly.
That's perfect. I didn't even think about it. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Hey, George, for the last time, a website is on the screen there. Is that your presentation? Just want to make sure. We may be seeing...
Wait, was it the wrong presentation the entire time?
Yeah, but we're not we can't go back to it. I just want to give you a heads up.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize.
This is a lesson learned for future. Just no worries. Judges, if you were reading, I mean, it was hard to read the site, but score the pitch on what he said.
I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize.
Okay.
It was on my second monitor, so I just kind of was like using that just kind of from some stuff because I was kind of refreshing my mind.
We all like Earth Force. Don't worry.
I had the privilege to kind of meet with them or hear speaking of them about, I think, 2 years ago at the department chair of, I think, the emergency.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Well, quickly, can I provide some feedback?
Of course.
With grace. Okay, so I was thinking about how this might compete with something like Yelp, right? Because you were talking about recommendations that are location-based. And I was going to say, if you consider targeting specific personas or niche markets first, of who would need to have special places to find on campus. Maybe it's students who are differently abled. Maybe there are women who are looking for places that are safe for women to go around campus. So if you think about how can you design first for people who are really going to need something like this, and then grow from there, that might help you get some traction quicker.
It's definitely a good idea. Thank you. Let me write that down. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, George, for your amazing presentation. We're going to go off of what you said.
I'm so sorry about that.
You are fine. A virtual applause says you went through it with no problems and had no idea. So you're good. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for presenting. And so our next presenter is going to be Shannon Ugo. So once you're presented with our last presenter's torch.
Okay.
Time begins.
Do we lose audio?
Shannon, you've got the presenter ball if you want to hit the share button.
Yeah,
And
I'm having some issues. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
yes.
can hear you.
And you guys can see my presentation?
Yes, it's a little lag, but it's okay.
Okay.
You're good to go.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shannon Ugo, and I have spent 10 years. Y'all see that or it's a present?
So,
Are
you
y'all
started
looking
one
at?
time and now it's gone.
It's gone. Okay, I'm sorry.
We'll reset the time. You're gonna go to share and then
Yeah, it's just
let me pass the presenter ball. I'll reset it for you. We're all friends here, so just breathe. You got this. Okay, you've got the presenter ball back.
And just let us know when you're ready. You're all good. Who knows? You could have planned this to be a part of your presentation for it to build up that anticipation.
okay.
You have to present. There you go. See, now you feel a whole lot better.
Okay, did y'all can y'all see that or have I not shared yet?
No, you have to share.
When you share, there is a lag, but you just keep going.
Right.
Okay.
And the time will start when I see your first slide. So let's see.
Okay, can y'all see?
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, sorry about that. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shannon Ugo, and I've spent 10 years in public education, yet I still have the following, I still value the following: the uniqueness of each learner, morality, ethics, confidence in students, providing children with tools to succeed, and humanity. The name of my business is New Bethlehem Learning Center. I chose New Bethlehem because Bethlehem was the birthplace of a couple of significant figures in the Bible, David and Jesus Christ. David and Jesus Christ were in God's training grounds to become kings. But New Bethlehem Learning Center, we plan to embody the same spirit to nurture our children to be kings and queens in today's world. The problem, well, the fact is that there's a strong correlation between academic achievements and adequate early childhood preparation. However, many early childhood programs, they undervalue progress monitoring, they lack focus on mental health, they're too expensive, they lack structure and routine, and they neglect spiritual health. So at New Bethlehem Learning Center, we plan to utilize activities that promote spiritual awareness, social, emotional, language, literacy, age, grade level academic skills in a stimulating environment with comprehensive progress monitoring to make a positive impact on parents, students, and the community. Okay. So our unique value proposition, well, the researchers, 75% of children in America are still reading below grade level. So it's important to begin teaching academic awareness directly at an early age. Progress monitoring has several benefits. Mental and spiritual health help build character early on, and structure and routine help children feel safe, because we know that 90% of brain development happens between 0 to 5 years old. Our market, customers will engage in our product in several different ways. It's going to be a daycare center, or learning center, and so we'll market in several different ways. There will be a website with an overview of program features with links provided to enroll online. There'll be parent orientation sessions 3 times a week, so parents can inquire about the program, discuss prices, the program features, and even tour the center. Parents can sign up for parent orientation via the website. And how will we generate revenue? So the parents will be charged a weekly tuition before the start of school. Tuition will be based on the ages of children and operating costs. Because we know that having adequate early childhood education has an infinite lifetime value for parents and students, and our margins will be between $59 to $150. Thank you for your time.
Wow, Shannon, that was amazing. And you still did it under time. You still had a few seconds.
Oh, I did?
to spare.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I told you it was an anticipation factor. That's all it was.
Thank you.
That's all it was. Okay, so judges, commentary and feedback for Ms. Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon. So quick question. So I think with some of the stats that you mentioned, I think we typically see, especially children that are below level, are usually in low income situations. So have you taken any consideration or thought around the tuition cost, and for the groups that really need to be impacted may not have the funds to do that, and thought of any alternative approaches there?
Yes, the first approach is we're going to, we've positioned ourselves, I already have a location with the key. We've positioned ourselves in a low income area. That's the one thing. Number two is we've contracted with several low income resources, such as the food program, NCI, Workforce Commission, so that we can provide the same services, the same type of service that a higher income daycare would have at a lower income location. So we have developed a financial aid package for lower income parents so that they can receive the same benefits.
Do any other judges have any feedback or commentary?
Yes, Shannon, this is wonderful. I'm so excited to hear that you already have a location for it. I'm wondering, how, based on your projections with your tuition, how many students do you need, and do you think you'll be on track to be sustainable within the next 1 to 3 years?
Yes, I think we'll be on track to be sustainable within the next year. The state of Texas determines how many how many total students we can hold. And so the square footage of my particular location is 3,500. That's roughly about 120 students max based on their algorithm. So I do believe I've already had maybe about 10 people call before we've even opened yet. So I do feel like with everything that we're going to offer and how we're going to market, we're going to focus on content marketing, that we are going to be sustainable within the next 8 months.
Has the pandemic affected your business plan at all? Have you had to pivot or adjust for AV or anything like that?
Well, we hadn't opened yet before the pandemic hit, but now with the pandemic, we had to kind of slow down a little bit. But now everything's picking back up. For the last week, we've gotten calls already. So, and it seems like all the other daycares are open to full capacity.
Shannon, is it your intention to have a charitable organization, a nonprofit organization?
No, no, this is a for-profit organization.
All right. Well, if there's no other feedback or commentary, I wanted to thank everyone for being a part of this amazing virtual pitch competition. Panelists or competitors, go ahead and give a round of applause for yourself. We are certainly proud of you because this is not easy. So while we tally up the scores, I will be asking each of the presenters to a few questions. I feel the most important piece of when you go through an experience is the reflection piece, right? We always want to make sure that we're learning something, we become better than when we first began. So what was your greatest takeaway from participating in the pitch competition? And anyone can just kind of chime in to answer.
Okay, so I would say that I to also address my strengths and weaknesses. After watching everybody else's pitch, I realized how I could have improved on mine and how I could have elaborated more and given more information and have been a little bit better prepared to present it.
Awesome, Layla, thank you for sharing. Would anybody else like to kind of chime in on their greatest takeaways, any aha moments that you may have had during your presentation or afterwards?
I think just simply being inspired by everybody else. Everyone had great ideas, and we would love to look into some environmental organizations as well. Donating has been something that has been on our mind, but we just want to find the right organization to do so. So a lot of, everyone has like inspired us. So you guys are amazing. So thank you for sharing all of that.
All right, so I'm going to allow everyone the chance to speak. So we're going to go in order just to make sure everyone gets a chance to say their feedback. So Maritza, do you have any great takeaways from participating in this competition?
I think what I took away was that everyone has like really amazing ideas, and I think this is like really good. Even if like what's it called? Even if like I don't win the competition, I've made like I guess like new connections with people, like gotten to network. So I guess it's something I have to take away from participating.
Right, awesome. And I know Rose Noriega and her team just spoke, and my memory is not that great, guys, for who was the contestant number 3. So I'm going to ask contestant number 3 to go ahead and chime in as well.
It was me and Gabby. I think the biggest thing for us was like being in a virtual situation. I know a lot of pitch competitions are in person, and from our group itself, I think we had a couple of our phones and stuff pinging and trying to turn that off on the side. And so I think the greatest takeaway is like making sure all distractions are put away, making sure your laptop and everything is set correctly so that when you're ready to present, all you're doing is presenting and everything's like put aside. So I think that's one of our biggest takeaways that we're getting from this, how to better prepare, I guess, for the future.
All right, and Armando, would you like to chime in?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Paul. It was the same. It's a struggle to do this virtually. It's not the same, and it's hard to. I think it was impossible to judge the response of the judges or anyone presenting. I was kind of just focused on my own thing, and it was hard to like read the audience, I guess.
Contestant number 5, was that Liz, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah. Hi. So how to improve? So from participating in the pitch competition will be to how to improve my pitch in the future, experience getting feedback on the product and seeing if it will truly be affected from the judges' opinions, and then the competition of learning how to present and be motivated. Because there's so much competition, you're like, oh, okay, I want to be better next time and be like that person. So.
And Layla spoke, so I want to go to George Ficus.
Yeah, so I think one of the greatest things that I was able to like take from this is just kind of how much just another opinion or like how much others can assist you, like or just bring like a light to maybe a certain idea, like specifically for me that I didn't even think of, but I could definitely kind of pursue that. So just seeing experienced feedback is extremely helpful in any situation, I think.
Awesome. And Shannon, go for it. What do you feel like your greatest aha moment or your takeaway was?
What the questioning, like Mr. Rocky said, just getting that feedback and the questions that David and everyone asked.
Awesome. Okay, so question number 2 I have, starting, in order. So how has participation in the competition prepared you beyond for your future, or beyond prepared you for your future endeavors? So Maritza, go ahead and share.
So I guess participating, I'm not sure if you can do, sorry. Participating has prepared me in the sense like I'm not really a good public speaker or like very good at promoting. And so this is like the first time I've actually had to like talk about like the business, I guess, like to other people. It's just been like mainly friends and family, but I guess this like prepared me, like if I want to obviously grow, I have to do better, not do better, but be comfortable with talking about it.
Definitely. Thank you for sharing. Rose, what is your take on this?
Sorry. So I'm Mary, but Rose is in the other room. But I guess piggyback off Maritza, I'm not a public speaker myself either, so this is way out of my comfort zone. But I guess participating has given me like the opportunity to step out of that comfort zone and express my ideas because, you know, you should have your passions out there and just like make it on display and stuff like that. Sorry, as you can see, I'm not a public speaker, but I'm glad I participated and I'm happy to be here. So.
Awesome, Mary. So yes, you may not be a public speaker, but you're getting used to it, right? So we're all public speakers. We're just getting better with our skills. So Gabriella and Paul, did you have some of the same takeaways as well?
Yeah, I think this event too with, if your company blows up or when everyone's company blows up, we're not a great idea or a great pitch is meeting with future investors, or you're going out to a networking event, or you're wanting to make sure that you're able to deliver like a pitch. And I think 3 minutes is that perfect idea to go to somebody and say, hey, I have 3 minutes to give you a pitch, and you have 3 minutes to like really sell your company and yourself and who you are. So I think this really helps with that because you guys kept it on track, you guys cut us right on time. And in the real world, we're not going to have time to like talk for like 15 minutes. So I love that aspect of keeping on time, get to the point, get what you need out, and get your feedback right away.
Awesome, Armando.
Yeah, I think just part of being part of the group and experiencing what every other idea is going through, other ideas that people have, really interesting. Just seeing what other people have to offer.
Awesome. And Liz, how has this prepared you for your future endeavors?
Participation in the competition prepared me for getting my ideas together for future pitches, and to improve my pitches, my future, like add better features next time, maybe have better transitions. And then I get to meet so many judges that have like a really big impact on Houston, and they can give me their opinion, and that was really cool. Like, oh, you change this or do this next time. So that's how it helped me future endeavors.
Okay, and Layla, after this, what's next? So how has this prepared you for your next step?
I have learned how important it is to compete. I am not actually a business major, and I've never actually thought about it. I've always been in the law track, but I found it very innovating and I love it. I feel like I have a lot of great ideas that I would like to put into the world, and this has definitely sparked that interest in me.
Awesome. So George, next steps.
Definitely just getting control of technology. I guess we saw with today how much I guess technology can influence something, and just kind of just definitely being prepared and being ahead of it, and just kind of adapting to any situation, just making the best of it. Like kind of what we said, we don't know how long we'll have, in future. So kind of making the best of whatever situation you have, I think, has definitely prepared me for future endeavors.
And then Shannon.
Hi. I'm not a public speaker as well, so getting comfortable with that, piggybacking off of everyone else, and knowing how to tailor my presentation to my particular audience has helped me, because I have this page business plan, but knowing what to pick and choose from it to present to a particular audience is what I've taken away from this.
All right, and then so the last question, tell us about the importance of the competition, and also when looking back on, why you decided to be a part of this competition, think about some of the things that you would tell someone else that was interested in being a part of this competition. Like if if you knew then what you know now, what might you do differently? So Maritza?
So I guess the importance of the competition. So I think it was important because it kind of helped me, like as I said, like before, kind of network, and like now, hopefully I'll be able to like connect with the judges or even like other people with their pitches. Like you guys have really great ideas, and so I think it was important because like networking one. And then going back to like telling like my past self, I was like very shy to share my idea because I felt like in the beginning it wasn't like well structured enough to like present to other people. And so I would just say like to like kind of have faith in yourself. If I'm giving advice to someone else, like don't minimize your idea. Like there's a lot of people willing to help you, at least in like our community at St. Thomas. Like Dr. Wook reached out to me and I had a conversation with him and he helped me, gave me advice, and from there I like launched, so I would say like don't, there's a lot of resources and that I didn't even know about. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing some networking and resources. What about Mary and Rose? What are some what do you feel like you gained?
I guess that feedback from the judges, they definitely have a lot more experience, and they have their own like business knowledge and stuff. So that's very helpful for us and for everyone else. I mean, like you have ideas, but you want also that realistic, I guess, opinion, if that makes sense. And utilizing that feedback will, help us a lot. And the importance of this competition gives everyone a platform to really get their ideas out there and just stimulate that idea to bigger things is what we gained. And again, we're appreciative of that. Thank you.
Okay, so for Gabriella and Paul, your importance of being a part of a competition such as this.
So I thought it was very cool that UST and HCC were hosting a competition like this, because I know some of the bigger schools in Houston do offer this opportunity for their entrepreneurs. And just knowing that smaller schools are also offering opportunities like this, it really makes us feel like, we can be up there with those top schools in Houston, because I really feel like UST and even HCC, we have a lot of students that have so much potential with their businesses and their ideas, and just the fact that we're able to just the fact that we have a platform to showcase our business ideas, it feels awesome. Like I feel lucky to be able to be a part of this, because I didn't think this was even available until I seen all the advertising about it.
I would say yes, your opportunities are endless at Houston Community College. Shameless plug right there. Go ahead for Armando. What do you feel like was the importance for you to participate in the competition?
I think the most important thing was the experience, and it was my first competition of this type. I don't do a whole lot of presentations like this, solo presentations, so it was important to be a first, hopefully not the last.
Great. Liz, the importance for you to participate in a competition such as this, taking such a very serious topic and transforming it into a business plan.
Okay. The importance of the competition was to adapt my product to be more innovative and get to compare my product to others. And I think that when I joined the competition, you get to put your idea out there and see what successful people think about it, and be a part of a competition that will help me update or change my product. And it was really fun to like put my product out there and So.
Layla, can you share the same for the importance of why you were able to be a part of this competition?
I absolutely loved it. It sparked that in me personally of competing and the importance of competing, and it helped me understand more about like the capitalist market and how it works with competition, how competition like stimulates that, and it helps us grow. And if anything, like it's not something that you should be scared of, it's something that you should want to achieve.
Definitely embracing that opportunity that's in front of you. George, go for it. What's your importance of you participating in this competition?
I definitely think that like I guess word competition sometimes has like a bad rep to it, or maybe even a negative connotation. But I really do think that it really brings the best of individuals, ideas, and it puts the whole different standard to another level. And just really brings out the best in everyone.
Really great, bringing out the best and kind of pushing you to be your best and challenging you with all these great ideas. So Shannon, do you believe the same thing that the other presenters have said?
Hello. Absolutely.
can
Can
hear
you
you.
guys hear me? Okay, great.
Yes.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that. I feel like the importance of competition is just being able to know how to step your game up and seeing what others are out there and what you need to do to improve.
Awesome. Thank you so much, presenters, for sharing your feedback. Now, judges, this question is for you guys. So, after they've completed this pitch competition, what do you think their next step should be? Like, if you were in their shoes right now, knowing all you guys know with all your knowledge and experience, what do you think should be a great first step or first steps in their new direction for their businesses?
So, from my side, what I would say is I think all of you have gotten a little bit of a taste of what pitching your idea to someone, and I think maybe George, it may have been you that said this, but getting feedback from people who have experience or maybe knowledge in specific areas. So, hopefully, you see the value of that, right? And so, I would encourage you to do more of that. So, I think some of the judges mentioned, hey, you should talk to this organization that's doing something similar or maybe has subject matter knowledge of this. And so, taking your idea and pitching it and sharing it and starting to prototype things a little bit and show what you're looking to do will be a really great next step of you getting more feedback, and make sure you're refining your idea and hearing you're going to get good feedback, you're going to get bad feedback, but making sure you understand that all feedback is good and taking that and making changes and adjustments accordingly to ensure that you're creating a product, service that is market viable and people are really excited and interested in pursuing.
Grace and David, do you guys have any feedback what their next steps or their first step should be after completing this competition?
What I heard across all of the contestants is a lack of focus on the economic viability of their idea. Whether you're doing a for-profit corporation or a non-profit corporation or a social entrepreneurship, you need to make profits to achieve your objective, to achieve your mission. And the focus on profitability is something I think needs to be addressed by each of the contestants, not for profit's sake, but how the profits can be used to achieve the mission of social justice, social entrepreneurship. So that is a focus that I think all of the contestants need to look at.
And Grace, did you have any good first step? Okay, you just unmuted. There you go.
Well, Summer and David gave such great advice. I'd follow that with, because the entrepreneurs are at different stages with their ideas, for those who are very early, who don't even have a prototype or a business model yet, I would recommend figuring out exactly who you want to solve the problem for. So, for the different organizations that we recommended you reach out to, also think about what kind of persona, I guess, are you trying to solve the problem for, and talk with them to see, will your solution actually help them with that problem, and use their feedback to help you refine your idea and approach before you spend more time and money towards developing that solution. Because I want to make sure that you don't waste any time or money. And then for the ones that are farther along, thinking about how can you continue to get alternative sources of capital, for instance. A lot of times people will say, I need to meet with an angel investor or a venture capitalist. Usually at this stage, the best alternative for funding for you is actually either grants or crowdfunding or just building revenue, right? Bootstrapping. So if you think about, if you have a community that's willing to purchase something from you, let's say for the mugs or the t-shirts or even tuition, if you can put that out on something, on a crowdfunding platform first, like even if it were an Indiegogo or Kickstarter or a GoFundMe, see how many people will actually be willing to pay you in advance, to have access to your product, and then use that money to help actually create inventory for yourself, and then fund the growth of that. Because it's for a lot of the entrepreneurs that we see at this stage, whether it's with the Women in Business, Women Minority Business Task Force for the city, all of the different business support organizations that help entrepreneurs like yourselves, the biggest problem, the biggest challenge is access to capital. So if you just think about different alternative sources of capital, also thinking about loans and how can you start to make sure that you can build the credit that you need, or make sure that how can you get assets to make sure that you can borrow against them. Just start thinking about that now, because if you're going to continue to pursue your idea, by this time next year, you want to make sure you're ready to start getting funding to grow your business.
Awesome. Thank you, judges, for giving that amazing feedback. And as I've been sitting here as a co-host today, there's some key words that I've heard throughout all of the judges' feedback. They're talking about, sustainability. They're talking about impact, what you want to be able to do with the companies and the businesses and the brands that you create. And when they say sustainability, it's actually, having that passion behind it. But can this business live? Can this business actually be successful? And when you're starting a business, it's all about solving whatever problem there is, figuring out if there's a problem or there's a void that something's missing. And that's always where I start. And then you figure out where the solution is. And then how can you make money doing that, right? Because although we love to give back and have nonprofits, we still have, responsibilities and obligations. So definitely take today as a win, because anytime you can go and do something and gain some kind of knowledge from it, I feel like that's a win, and build upon that. So that would be my piece.
Awesome, everyone. And we did get our scores in. We did send them in, where Dr. Wook will update the slides and let us know when the award ceremony to announce the social entrepreneurship track, first, second, third, and an honorable mention as well. So we'll get that going in a few minutes here. But I also want to just piggyback on this, and I want to thank the judges for providing some great insights. And as I mentioned to all of the students, and so did Dr. Wook, getting the cash out of this competition should not be your goal. It's rather there's so much more money that's available if you pull off a successful venture. And the judges on the panel here are certainly folks who have the experience, but more important, the networks and the connections to other resources. They may not be the person that gives you the right answer, but they only know the person who does have the exact answer that you need to drive your idea forward. So I want all of you to connect with the judges on LinkedIn. Judges, if you be so kind, if you have a preference in other forms of communications, maybe you want them to email you, put that in the chat and let them know how they can get in touch with you. We will be sharing the feedback, and Summer, you've wrote a lot on the feedback for each one. We'll be sharing that to each one of you individually. All you have to do is reach out to me or Dr. Wook, and we'll pull up the score sheets that have the scores to give you more specific feedback from each one of the judges for your pitch. So we want to thank the judges for giving us their Saturday and giving us this feedback for each one. Because again, I think this is not the end. An entrepreneurial mindset here is if there's 8 folks on the call, 3 of you are going to walk away with cash, but the other 5, this is your opportunity to learn, get back up, and pitch again. The City of Houston has tremendous resources. Earlier this morning, we learned about the Lift-Off Pitch competition. HCC has a business plan competition. We have, Div Inc. has a pitch competition. So is a Mass Challenge. And, Grace, you know so many competitions that happen where you may be able to guide a student to take part in that. And whether you win this one or not, your goal should be to win the next one with the practice that you get out of this one. So, and then those of you who win something, that means now you've got to prove to Dr. Wook and the McNair Centers that their investment was worth it by actually delivering on the next progress of your pitch, by actually working on it, and you've been able to convince the judges to give you those scores. So we have people who believe in you, but now you need to show it, right? So keep me and Dr. Wook in updates as your venture moves forward. So with that, I want to take a quick break. Let's make sure I get Dr. Wook. He's got the slides. You're ready?
Rob,
Okay.
good.
All right, I'm going to pass the presenter ball to you. The moment is here. It's about 3:30, so we're really good on time. Once again,
Okay.
appreciate everybody's patience this Saturday, and appreciate all of you pitching. So, Dr. Wook, the floor is yours,
Okay.
and we're excited.
I'll do the slides, but Amanda's done such a great job. I'll let her do get the glory. How about that? Not too bad. You did all the hard work, so now you get the goodies. Okay. So let's put this up here. Okay. Okay, you can see that? Are we good?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. Okay, do you want to, we'll just do a little drum roll.
All right. Drum roll, please, or virtual drum roll.
So, okay, the way I don't know if you do this, but we do it like 4, 3, 2, 1, and we do an honorable mention first. So.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, so our honorable mention is going to be George Ficus. Yes, hopefully I said that right. Congratulations. Great job. Then our third place certificate is going to go to Shannon Ugo for the New Bethlehem Learning Center and the award amount of $2,000. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Shannon.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then our second place is Maritza Diaz with Where the Difference. The award amount is $3,000. Congratulations, Maritza.
All right, first place.
Drum roll, Ravi.
The moment of truth.
Moment of truth.
Congratulations. Who is it?
To Gabrielle Alvarez and Paul Verghese for Grind Basketball. The award amount is $5,000. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Everyone, thank you so much.
And Thomas Fields, he's been sitting in the waiting as an attendee. I've added him. I don't know if Gabriella, you told me Thomas was the co-founder, or?
Yeah, he's actually the founder of the Grind Basketball Machine and stuff like that. And he was supposed to pitch with us, but he had to pitch that aspect of the business to investors. So
No worries. He's been sitting in attendee because I didn't have his name originally, and he read through it, but I put him in there. Everybody, thank you so much. Do you guys have anything that you want to say, Paul, Gabrielle? Sorry.
You want to go first, Paul?
Yeah, no, I just say thank you guys so much for this. I mean, we want to make sure that we put Grind's message out to the world. We want to put Thomas's message out there to help the community give back. And also, congratulations to everybody else that pitched today. I mean, you guys had great ideas.
Yeah,
we'd love to network with you guys. Yeah, I mean, it was such a tough competition, so we'd love to network with you guys. Please reach out to us because we'd love to partner and do something with you. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. So with that, Amanda, let's wrap up the show. We certainly want to once again thank the McNair Center for Free Enterprise and Entrepreneurship for providing us the funding, University of St. Thomas, Dr. Bina George, Dr. Wook. You get the last word. I'm going to pass that back to you. You get to end us. But I also want to thank Dr. Maya Darnovo and the Houston Community College for enabling me and you to bring all these students together, bring the sponsors, the judges, and put on this event. So it's our semester, the annual competition, the Bold Ideas Pitch Annual Competition. I'll let you wrap it up, Dr. Wook.
Thank you, Ravi, for that nice introduction, and I appreciate everything you've done. I could not have done it without Ravi. I think our endless efforts together and all the other people, Bina, Maya, I cannot tell you the list of people who have helped make this happen. It's clearly not one person or two person effort. It's a team effort. And in saying that, also, I'd like to thank the judges that came today that gave their time. That is a very precious thing. And the idea that you gave your time to give back and to share and to bestow your wisdom is an amazing gift. And I think when the students look back in their days, they're going to really appreciate the kind comments and the effort that you gave today. And lastly, but the most important, is the students that gave so much of their time and effort to be here today, to develop their ideas, to be bold, and to share, knowing that they may not win, knowing that they may fail, but they came anyways. And that is truly being bold and courageous. My hat's off to you for your great effort today, and everyone. Thank you so much from the McNair Center. Ravi, couldn't have done without you, bud. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Congratulations to the winners.